not only if price changes, but if something else changes, what's going to happen to demand? Now the book gives you some things that will change demand, including the number of consumers, our tastes or our preferences, the prices of complements or substitutes, income, and expectations about future price or availability. So let's draw out what a demand curve looks like. Okay, so we have price, we have quantity, we have our demand curve. Okay, so if we have an increase in the number of consumers, let's say we have seasonal residents visit us from January to March, what happens to the number of people that need to buy food at the grocery store? Well, that's going to increase. So if the number of consumers increases, then demand will increase. Okay, so if the number of consumers increases, demand increases. When demand increases, that means at every given price, we're going to see more people willing and able to buy. So if we have an increase in demand, we're going to see a shift, a rightward shift in the demand curve. So this would be an increase in demand. Okay, when at every given price, we have more people willing and able to buy. So if the price was $5, okay, we see, okay, this number, let's say 10, would be the amount sold. But now with this increase in people, in population or consumers, let's say now that increases to 25. Okay, so at every given price, we'll see higher demand. Okay, so if tastes change, okay, so if we're talking about pizza, and let's say the Surgeon General comes out and says, pizza, if you eat pizza, it's going to make you live longer. So if our tastes improve, then demand will improve. Okay, now prices of complements or substitutes. Complements are things that go together. Substitutes are things that would replace other things. So if the price of a complement increases, okay, let's say we're talking about chips and salsa. I think in terms of food a lot. So if we talk about chips and salsa, if the price of chips goes up, okay, so the price of complement goes up, then the demand for the complement will go down. Okay, so if the price of chips goes up, I'm going to buy less salsa. Okay, we can think of it in terms of hot dogs and hot dog buns. If the price of hot dogs goes up, I'm going to buy fewer hot dog buns. Okay, so let's see what a decrease in demand looks like. We have price, we have quantity. So if we have our original demand curve and the price of hot dogs goes up, what's going to happen to the demand for hot dog buns? Well, we'll buy less of them, so the demand will shift to the left, which will look like that. So that would be a decrease in demand. Okay, so at every given price, we are going to buy less of that good. Okay, so let's do the substitute part. So if the price of a substitute increases, what's going to happen to the demand? Well, my best example of substitutes would be Coke and Pepsi. So if the price of Coke increases, the demand for Pepsi would increase. So if the price of a substitute increases, the demand for the substitute will increase. Okay? So if the price of Lay's potato chips goes up, then we buy more Y's potato chips. Okay? So income. Income, we have a couple different types that we're going to talk, well, that we could talk about, but we're really going to focus on if the demand, if your income increases, then if we have something called a normal good, says that I will buy more. Okay, so if my income goes up and I buy more of a good, that's called a normal good, and I will buy more. So, for example, if I got a raise, I might buy more dinners at Outback Restaurant. Okay, so if it's a normal good and income goes up, I'm going to buy more. If it's something called an inferior good and income goes up, then the demand would decrease. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean the quality isn't there. It's just something that I buy less of if I have more income. For example, if my income goes up, I might buy less store brand macaroni and cheese. Okay, so a normal good, demand increases. If I have more income. For an inferior good, if my income goes up, I buy less of that good. Okay? So the last one there is expectations about future price or availability. So if I expect the price to go up, okay, what am I going to do? If I expect the price to go up, I'm going to buy more now. So demand would increase now. So if I know that something's on sale this week at the grocery store, I'm going to buy it now before the price goes up, so the demand will increase. If I expect the price to come down, then the demand now would go down as well. Okay? If I'm afraid something won't be available in the future, I'll buy it now, so my demand would increase now.